What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Quantum Ascent. I have ENA up on the screen here, the market cap chart on the left, the price chart on the right, and there's a reason for that. There is some kind of inflationary pressure when you look at the tokenomics of ENA. And I mean, you can tell we're setting higher highs here, higher lows on the market cap, and over here on the price chart, setting lower highs. And I mean, we set a little bit of a lower low here. I'm going to get into this structure in a minute. But again, inflationary pressure. So you have to use the market cap chart to measure the moves. You then take that price, extrapolate it over here to the price to figure out where we're headed for alt season. So I'm going to do that for you right now. Let's dive into it. Looking at ENA, this drawdown here, I call it closing a range out. We haven't closed this range out yet on the market cap chart, right? You can tell that on this move, it smacked the 1618. That's where it got rejected. And that's been quite a fall, right? Going back to just September. From September, ENA down 75%. That's September of, yeah. So been a rough, I mean, a lot of alts gotten absolutely whacked, right? But that shows why we did hit a major fib there. So one of the targets is going to be up here right around 13 billion. And across the board with alts, we've been looking at somewhere between 10 and 20x's. There's been some outliers, but this full extension right now, only about a 7x from where we're at for ENA. So definitely in the realm of possibility, right? Or I mean, you know, in a full-blown alt season, likely. ENA has not experienced an alt season yet, so we can't go back and look at that. But even if we just look at this 2024, this was like leading into the Trump pump. It went about a 10x. So you can assume that that would be a little bit light, but it is a target we have to take into consideration. The other thing, so let's go. I'm going to leave that there for now. I want to take this most recent drawdown as well. Look for some confluence. We see that the 2618 of this range hits the 4236 of this range, right? So for me, that's going to be, I'm going to call that my, honestly, my, it's hard to call it a primary target because it feels light. But I'm going to call that my, my primary target on ENA up there. We can't exclude a full extension of that range as well. Again, especially in an alt season. That brings us up closer to an 11x, which honestly I feel a little bit better about. But we're also going to have to pay attention as we go on our way up. Like you see some confluence here, right? And that's pretty light too. But we got to take what the fibs give us, right? So 360%. I'm going to say that's my conservative down there, 360%. Where does that put us from right here? 360. Takes us up to these highs on the price chart, right? So you see that and you're like, that's interesting that that would be the level we go up to. And not only is it right up there, it's right around $1, right? And $1 is such a psychological barrier. But you look and you see these tops up here, like that's not that far off. They'd be like at $1.30. So definitely we'll leave that as the conservative target. Primary target, we're going to call it up here 600% from the current price. Where does that put us? Well, that takes us off into new highs here. Right about there. $1.66 on the primary. And then again, full extension, which in this circumstance, I think is very, very doable. I'm not even going to call it a blow off. It's just a secondary target, right? So if I don't own this, but if I was trading it, I'd cut a little bit here. I'd cut a little bit here and I'd sell the rest here and I'd be out. Not financial advice, just telling you exactly what I would do if I own the asset. So that last one, 1013, where does that put us? Right up there around like 265. 263, right? So I'm going to go conservative at $1.07, primary at $1.66, secondary at 263. And you guys see the math. That's how we do it. So one thing I want to point out though, is if you look like this high here, right? That's these highs. Let's see where this takes us. That would give you higher targets, right? And that's where the inflation comes into play. A full extension would have you all the way up here at $3, which could it overthrow that? Sure. But you want to make sure that you're charting this because that's a full extension there. And if we look at this guy too, Oh, that's working a little bit different. So that's not relevant. But you look at that like on the near term drop there, the same extension that we're looking at here, and you'd be looking for too much. So that's where the inflation comes into play. Those are going to be my targets for now. Again, if this thing just gets ripping and roaring, we can talk about some additional targets. There are other ways that this can be measured, but we're looking at probabilities, and this is the highest probability move here for Athena. So, guys, join the Quantum Circle, real time trades, access to my portfolio, 2 macro videos a day, a Discord channel, and I teach you how to do TA. Link to that in my bio. If not, thank you so much for being here. If you guys could follow, like, repost, I want to blast this out to as many people as I can before alt season gets underway. Thank you guys for being here, and I'll catch you in the next one.